Because intelligence agencies, those agencies, according to two new published reports, have concluded that Russia was deliberately working to sway the election towards Trump by hacking into emails from the DNC and people close to Hillary Clinton.
Also right now, a mark of respect this morning. Flags are flying at half-staff at the White House, at all public buildings and embassies abroad in honor of the late John Glenn, the retired astronaut and former senator, died Thursday at the age of 95. And the Vatican unveiling a special addition to this year's Christmas nativity scene. You can see rubble from the area in central Italy that was destroyed by a massive and deadly earthquake last October has been placed next to the life-size manger in St. Peter's Square. And apparently the offerings left there will go towards rebuilding the church that was destroyed by the earthquake.
Nice. Coming up on the show this morning, some of Hollywood's leading female performers honored overnight, from newcomers to enduring superstars. Their powerful messages about achieving success. But first here, a controversial new twist in a murder mystery that has really stumped authorities for months now.
Karina Vetrano went out for a run in Queens, New York, and she never came back. Now investigators hope to use a special type of test they hope will help them to crack this particular case. And ABC's Marcy Gonzalez joins us with much more. Hi, Marcy.
Hi, Paul and Dan. Well, the Queens District Attorney says investigators have used every tool available to try to solve this case, but still they have no leads on a suspect. So now the DA and the NYPD are asking the state to sign off on the use of another tool, a type of DNA test that's helped to catch other violent criminals. This morning, a new push for answers in Karina Vetrano's brutal, unsolved murder. More than 4 months after the 30-year-old was strangled while out jogging near her home in Queens, New York, the district attorney is now asking state officials to authorize a new, controversial method to help track down her killer.
We need to find this predator.
With no match in state or national databases to the DNA found at the scene, prosecutors now want to do familial DNA searching, which would look for a partial DNA match in hopes of identifying relatives of the killer. Familial searching is already done in 9 states, including California, where police say it led them to convicted serial killer Lonnie Franklin. His DNA wasn't in the system, but his son's was, and police used that connection to hone in on their suspect.
Here we have all investigative steps that have been exhausted, and this is the next logical move.
But civil liberties groups are putting up a fight, saying this type of DNA searching may trigger too many false positives.
False positives equal wrongful convictions, and that is the biggest critique of familial DNA.
Others cite privacy concerns. The New York Civil Liberties Union saying in a statement, a policy that implicates New Yorkers in a criminal investigation solely because they're related to someone with DNA in the state's data bank is a miscarriage of justice.
The downside with this is that family members of the potential suspect are now subject to questioning, and people who would otherwise not be involved in the criminal justice system are now being questioned. That certainly is not fair.
So this decision is up to New York's Commission on Forensic Science, which just agreed to have this reviewed by its DNA subcommittee. So this is the first of several steps before this familial searching could potentially be done in the Vetrano case.
Really thorny issue. Marcy, thank you. Let's check the forecast yet again and get it back to Rob, who's now indoors. Voluntarily or not, we shall determine. Rob, good morning.
Happy to be here, Dan. The folks in the Pacific Northwest enduring a snow and ice storm the past 36 hours. Just push here out of Portland, Oregon, where especially the higher elevations, ice weighing down the trees, power lines down. Matter of fact, the MAX train that got shut down on the east side of town last night because of a tree taking down a power line there. And this is the beautiful shot of the gorge, Multnomah Falls there. This is where the winds really get cranking. That cold air slides through the gorge, and that's where the icy conditions happen. Today, they're scouring that out. We've got a warmer system that's coming into Northern California, into the Sierras there, then another system coming into the Pacific Northwest. And this is really going to dump some beneficial snows across the Cascades, the Bitterroots, the Wasatch, and in through the Northern Rockies as well. Could see a couple of feet, so the ski resorts are certainly loving that. Then, over the next couple of weeks, we're looking for a shift south in the storm track that's unleashing the cold air, so we're going to have that in place. And then, well, it's just a matter of time before you get a disturbance in the jet stream. So a pretty active pattern. Just be aware of that as we get closer to Christmas. Might see some stormy winter-like weather. That's a quick check on what's going on nationally. Here now is your local forecast.
Well, we are off to quite a cold start this morning. Take a look at our feels like temperatures in the teens for some, 25 in D.C. These values factoring in the wind. If you're heading out later today, we won't get much higher with a daytime high of 39 degrees.
This weather report is brought to you by CarMax. Paula just asked me if I was going skiing soon, and the answer to that is not soon enough. But
You
we're
love
shortly.
skiing.
January. We'll
Where are you
down.
going?
Well, Colorado's always a nice first stop, and then
Yeah.
You want to
try
go with
make a
him,
tour.
Ron?
I'd love to go skiing with him.
Wow.
Field trip.
What a shift from last half hour where you had to be banished to Central Park. That's very sweet of you.
Dan,
Protecting your image, man.
Dan, do you want to go or should we stay?
Cats and dogs living together. I will stay here. I believe in warm living rooms with
With
couches
you.
and televisions. Coming up here on Good Morning America, Billboard honored some of the best-known female musicians overnight. Their message, loud and clear.
Yeah, Diane's going to have that story. Also, former Dancing with the Stars contestant Bristol Palin makes a big announcement. The story ahead in Pop News.
You know how it is. Someone does something nice for you and you feel obligated to do something nice back.